Bourbon Barkeep Lounge. My name is Curtis, and we are in the lounge. That means it is a House Call Wednesday. House Call Wednesday is when the house has a special / random pairing, and they just give it to you, and they don't tell you what it is. And you hope that you tipped well the last time you were in said house, and they didn't give you Malort. I don't know what would pair with Malort, but maybe it's just a cruel joke. So today we have a battle between potential heavyweights, maybe. We'll dive into Glass A and see if they are heavyweights and go from there. While we open up Glass A here, go ahead, like, subscribe, and hope that the dialogue is a little smoother than what just came out of my mouth. Cheers. That nose is incredible. Maple pancakes, and then apparently there's chocolate chips in the pancakes because there is a lot of chocolate coming through. Maybe it's just chocolate syrup because I feel like the chocolate chips doesn't do the amount of chocolate syrup in my nostrils any favors. There's actually a really nice fruity note as well once you kind of get past there to where it's like a fresh raspberry, probably a cherry, maybe not probably. I was trying to decide between colors and then probably came out. So we'll go black cherry. There's a lot of richness. That raspberry really adds just a kind of a nice brightness to this beautiful, dark, sweet nose that I absolutely adore. I can't wait to get this on my tongue, so we'll cheers again. Double cheers. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's good. Whew. That is delicious. That is sweet oak at its absolute finest. Nice cinnamon on the tongue, very mouth coating, very viscous. Here for that. Brown sugar, the maple syrup continues, but ultimately it is sweet oak, and I don't like heavy oak. I don't like tasting a lot of barrel char. This is the definition of what I would want if you told me, hey, there's a lot of oak in here. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, just trust me. And I trusted him, and that person is now my best friend. If I had a best friend. Regrouping, sip 2. Let's see what we got. I hope that it tastes like sip 1 and didn't change too much. Changed slightly in a better way. A little less cinnamon, a little less spice on the tongue, still very coating. That cinnamon was now replaced with like a vanilla custard. That is just, it's just something that I want to sit in and curl up in this little tiny baby Glencairn because it's delightful. The finish, not a great Kentucky hug, so let's reel it back in. Be professionals here. I'll let you know when the professionals get here, but for now I'm in the chair. The Kentucky hug is not overly warming. I won't say that this is a very high proof. The mouth coating lets me know it's at least above 90, and if it's 90, then can't wait to see that bottle. The raspberry jam kind of comes back on the finish, a little bit of nutmeg, but the highlight of this glass between the nose and just the perfect amount of this sweet oak that comes through, and I just pray for glass B here because we got ourselves the definition of an uphill battle, folks. Are you ready? You heard what was said. I need you to perform, or this is going to be a really short video. All right, Glass B's talked up, it's coached up. I've only done assistant coaching for 4-year-old soccer. And probably resembled Kicking and Screaming by Will Ferrell. And if you haven't seen that movie, you're welcome. That's nice. A little more oak on the nose, maybe like a nice sweet peanut. Some chocolate still coming through. Odd amount of peanut. Let's give this a little more swirl. There's something else in here that I want to smell. And it's just behind 2 or 3 curtains. It's a nice nose. It's tough to match what Glacé was kind of bringing. There's a little more red apple in this one. Getting kind of a nice toasted marshmallow. I mean, the nose is very good. Step below Glacé, but it's not a huge gap, at least. Let's see what the palate has. Cheers. It's a little flat. It's good. Caramel, vanilla, peanut shell. Like there's a saltiness to it to where I wouldn't lump that salt in with the caramel this time, as nitpicky as that sounds. Some rye spice on the tongue, but a little bit better of a Kentucky hug actually. As it starts to kind of sit on my tongue and develop, there's like a sourness or maybe some oak tannin that's not really here for. It goes into a savory category to where there's just like this sour saltiness that is good. I'm apparently feeling sweet whiskey today. I was gonna say sweet, I don't know if I would go that far, but sweet whiskey today. This one goes to more of a salty savory. Let's see if that continues on the tongue now that we kind of know what we're here for. Saltiness has subsided a little bit now that we know what we're here. There's an odd amount of like candy corn, and I was not a big candy corn fan when I was a child. I don't think I've had candy corn since I was 12. So now, maybe you like it. That's just one of those things adults I feel like really liked. I was like, why? But there's like a weird amount of like caramel, vanilla, and candy corn. That kind of sour, salty oak is still there, and the finish it's just flat. Like this is much sharper to where if I had to guess what brought this together, it was probably trying to see if something was better price-wise, because there's just like a sharpness here where the other one was just very well-rounded, very smooth. And if I flipped B and A and tasted B first, I would be curious if I gave this a little more credit, but having this go second, it's really tough to stack up to whatever was in glass A. And if I have it backwards, I'm gonna rush out and buy all of glass A. But yeah, it's kind of a 2 or 3 note when it comes to nose, palate, and barely finish. It's just a little sharp, but it is a good pour. I could see this being used maybe in like a Manhattan to where it's still a bourbon forward drink, not trying to hide the whiskey, but it's good. Now the time that we'll either bring this matchup very close together or separate us even farther. I'm gonna go side by side a little quicker, cleanse my palate so I know what I'm actually tasting again, come back, do some scoring, and we'll see what is in glass A, because right now it's delightful. Thanks for sticking around for the second part of the episode where whiskey becomes crowned champion for a week and then maybe dethroned. We'll see. As of right now, there's not much else to report back. Glass A is still delightful. I may actually sprinkle it on my shirt as a form of cologne, and hope I don't get pulled over, because that's probably going to be a tell. Glass B, on the other hand, it's still great. I feel like I'm not giving it the credit that it's due, so hopefully I can in the senses. But it's just a little sharp, but the taste is great. You know, it's just a little flat, not a lot of complexity. Not a big deal. So scoring glass A, I mean, it's firmly in great. We'll go 84. I love it. Smells great. If I were to poke holes in it, I do wish there was a little more Kentucky hug there, but ultimately I could see this being a go-to pour, depending on price, to be fair, in that spring and summer, to where there isn't a lot of heat, a lot of flavor, and fantastic nose. So 84. Glass B. It was good. I haven't made it seem like that. It's not great, but it's good. We'll go 72. Yeah, feel good about it. Closer to Pleasurable, but should not be knocking on the door of great. Should be a high tier jump between those two words, and there is here. So now I'm gonna start looking down, find my randomized battle, and then what that will actually give me is the prices before it actually reveals the bottles if you're new here. And if you're not new here, you're used to me staring into my lap. So we have battle 175 in glass A is $115. Probably not a daily spring summer pour, as I alluded to, but it was really good. In glass B, 27. That is a large gap. Oh man, bang for the buck's gonna it's not gonna go well for me. Someone's gonna be upset in the comments. At 115, I don't know age. I loved it. I hate this. Why do I do this every week? I'll go 55. I mean, it's really good. In today's whiskey market, it's not fun. Man, I hope this bottle justifies 115 when I see it. And I mean that more age proof than what is actually on the label, because that's the point of the lounge. And then at $27, wasn't smooth, had a lot of good quality traits to it. Could be higher proof. I may just have to cop out and just go 70, just kind of smack in the middle. I mean, I would easily pay more than 27. I'm definitely not paying 50 for it, but what I'm getting with my 27 as well is above what I would expect for $27. So with the score reveal and how we weight our scoring here at the Bourbon Barkeep, we do give more of an edge to the senses. Not much, but more of an edge, because it's not all price. I mean, you have to like and be able to justify some of these prices, but ultimately you have to like it. So with that weight on there, glass A takes it by only 1 point. Close. Bang for the buck, made up a lot of ground there. All right, so for the actual review, so I'm not just reading in my lap the whole time, we got glass A. Oh, yes. Glass A, Old Forester, 1924. It is a 10-year, 100 proof. So it is kicking above kind of that 10, maybe 12. No, just 10. That $10 per year type of price, to where at 100 proof, man, if they kick that up to like 107, 110, that would be, I would think, pretty damn delicious and flirt with fantastic, but we may never know. Glass B, early times bottled in bond, which you do get more liquid than the 750 because they sell in the liter. I can tell you for the people at home that are curious, mine is the blue cap. If you're not familiar with it, there's two different caps. One's black, pretty much unattainable. Mine's the blue. I've heard people say it's a lesser quality than the black. I've never tried the black, but I believe that was sold to Sazerac. So there's a bunch of videos out there talking about early times and the Old Forester, which is the same mash bill. And is it a higher aged early times? Maybe. I mean, some of those edges would probably come off if you're talking 6 years. I mean, it's bottled in bond, so it has to be 4 years old at least. I've never tried King of Kentucky, so can't speak to the is Old Forester Prince of Kentucky. There were similarities. The edges fall off on that Old Forester 10-year, and it is delicious. So for the people out there that want to buy 5 bottles instead of the 1, you're making a great choice with early times. For the people that, I wouldn't say collect because that assumes that you don't drink it, but for the people that have a higher quantity of bottles that don't need 5 bottles of early times, is Old Forester 115, at 115 I should say, a buy? Yeah, I probably would. I couldn't justify over 125, and even then I feel kind of gross because it's just over that kind of $10 mark and the 100 proof. They could probably justify that 115, 125 price tag at 107, 110 proof, maybe give you a little more juice in there. But I know what I tasted, and it's really damn good. So 115 isn't for everybody. I get it, and it hurts buying blind, but if you see it, I mean, it's probably worth a pickup. So good luck trying to find it, because I've seen it twice, I think, and one was enough for now. Outside of that, I hope this was halfway educational. Doing a price difference that drastic makes it very difficult because you're talking kind of 2 stages of life, but it was interesting. I had seen the mash bill stuff and I was curious, so I'm happy it popped up. And yeah, we'll see what next week has. As always, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for interacting. And I'm sure bang for the buck pissed someone off this week, so we'll see what happens. Until then, cheers. See you all there.